Welcome in. It's the morning grind. We are here. It's Thursday morning. Look, Rochelle.
Huh?
McConico.
What happened?
In the place to be. I mean, come on, man.
We doing this dang thing, ain't we?
Feel like I should be paying to be up in here.
We gonna have us a good time. I'll tell you that.
Hang out with you. I am Dapper D. We're gonna have some guests.
Yes.
We're gonna talk a little bit of entertainment, some news. Fortunately, I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about that weather, and then we'll bring them up on that traffic too, because some people, they have their commute and whatnot. I mean, ain't like nobody helped us out on the way here, but I guess we can pay it forward.
Yeah.
We gonna take the high road with that.
Yes, we are.
Help them, and not be bitter that nobody didn't help us.
Amen.
Because I ran into some things. See, I'm being bitter. We got some topics, and then we'll be followed here shortly by the DJ Wiz mix.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you, he did something yesterday.
Come on.
Simply Courtney was back there harmonizing, not harmonizing. He was harmonizing, like he was about to get his big break. And you want to know what the other thing was?
What?
I thought I was in that group too. He was like, "Let me keep my chord." We didn't plan it out though. We just started singing at the same time.
Oh, snap.
And unfortunately, though, Rochelle, we also locked eyes once or twice because we feeling it. We was like, you get it, right? You get it, right? One or two of those might have been a little too long of a stare.
Okay.
But we was feeling it.
Yeah.
So DJ Wiz, we appreciate you, and don't make it uncomfortable for Rochelle today. Because if I lock eyes, I'm gonna bite my upper lip too while I'm chair dancing.
It's over there.
And at that point, she will be talking to station management about when she is booked.
Hello, HR. How are you?
Yeah, he didn't have to bite that lip. It took a little too long. He didn't look away.
It's the lip and the stare.
His eyes were piercing. It's the Thursday stare, but that's what we'll call it.
That's what it is.
Some of the topics, we'll get to today. We're going to have some people call in on this one, I know.
Nice.
But Rochelle, I will ask you a little bit later about this one for your answer. If you could leave behind one powerful sentence or phrase to the world that will live on forever in your name, what would it be? So we're going to get that one later. So you get a little chance to think about it. They going to get a little chance to think.
Rochelle McConico.
I said we going to put your name on it, though.
Good.
You stand by that.
Clap them cheeks. I mean, come on. That's Rochelle right there.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
I'll think of a better one.
Okay, because I was going to say there's only a few select establishments we could put that in. And
no, I want it on the school building.
Well,
they be like,
your legacy's going to need to be very strong to take all the conservatives out in one whoosh. Be like, yeah,
put on a statue of just cheeks.
We'll take it. Some good cheeks though.
Bend over.
Like some good cheeks though. I want to walk past every time. I want somebody to look at that statue and smack me in the side. That's when that's art.
Yes, that's art.
When your art is like great.
Yes, they interacting with art.
They want to get into the feeling of you're gonna hurt your hand.
That's right.
You just gotta try it.
You'd have to. You'd have to.
I've been to the Rocky statue over in Philly. People line up for that.
Do they?
Maybe people will line up for the Rochelle McConico statue that accompanies her words.
Cheeks statue, yes. It'd be like the Martin Luther King statue,
Hey, everybody.
Because that one is a little interesting too, that new one.
Well, I guess that's what we'll be known for here in Austin. You listen to The Morning Grind, KZI 88.7 FM. DJ Wiz, let's see what you're going to do for us today.
DJ Wiz, feel me, the legendary power.
Stuck on I-35, wake up and turn up.
The Morning Grind.
Welcome back to The Morning Grind, KZI 88.7 FM, Austin, Texas. That's where it's emanating from. But I'm going to tell you, it's being received all over the world.
All over the world.
They peeping us over in Europe.
Yeah. What up, Europe? How you doing?
Europe. So over in Finland, y'all rocking with us?
Come on, Finland.
Hey,
stand up, Finland, stand up.
Germany rocking with us? I appreciate it.
Germany, don't stand up. Sometimes your arms get high.
I want to know if the Germans take any time, like they driving on the Autobahn. There's no speed limit, so just go and go and go. And I'm just wondering, if we make them laugh or anything, just a sudden jerk. We gotta, y'all gotta be careful.
Y'all be careful out
there. Stay stoic, Germany. Stay stoic. You laugh about it later.
I hear that's how they know.
Yeah, don't be taking notes. I'll repeat stuff if you need something. I'll say it again. So for the weather, we are going to have a 49-degree overcast day. Slight chance of rain shower. High of 49, and the wind's going to be northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then we're going to have a low of 42 tonight. So as cold as it is now, it ain't gonna warm up too much. 42, cloudy early with some clearing expected. Late, slight chance of rain shower. Low of 42, winds light and variable. And then on the traffic right now, there's not too much. Too much. Right now we have Old BK's Road. There's an obstruction on the road. That's Old BK's Road at Fletcher Lane. US 290 crash on US 290 at Circle Drive. 38th Half Street. That's crash at 38 and a half. Over on Tandem Boulevard, there's a crash near Nonstop Drive. Well, it used to be Nonstop.
Yeah, it used to be.
Yeah. Right now, there's a crash.
Now you got to stop.
Yeah, you just got to slow down. There'd be no stops on this road. That's why I take it.
Don't lie to again.
I believe this happened today. Can't believe that.
I am lying.
It's false advertising. I'm
fuddled.
I don't get it. Nonstop. I mean, you thought this was the one. Because every time there's somebody else and they get caught up, you like, got y'all. Y'all don't know about this nonstop. Y'all ain't up on this. Well, now
they up on it.
That's what you get. You gotta take the high road.
Yeah, that's what happens. You find your little back road, and then somebody steal that thing from you. Everybody finds out.
Do you fight with your GPS because you know them back roads, or do you just?
No, I do not. Because sometimes you got to put on a GPS just to know on your normal route if there's an accident.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So I know where I'm going, but I need to see if I'm going to get there in 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
It's called foresight. Yes. And I'm okay with it. It's called a helper.
I gotta check it out.
That's the AI don't nobody complain about though, right? Yeah. Everybody talking about the AI. This thing is predictive. It tells you the tolls. It tells you what is the most efficient route. It's real time updating. I don't hear no complaints about that.
I don't have no complaints for that. But I'm like my AI overlord can take me to work.
My mama and them, you would think that AI is from Terminator. Like they taking over the world.
Yeah, it's
my mom and them.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Jada, this is a note to Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm gonna need you to start sleeping with your husband again. Not for you, girl, but for the world. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be the one that saves us from the robots.
He's walking around dry.
So he needs to be properly motivated. Amen. So ladies, do your job, do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying?
Need to be moisturized. I mean, no. I mean, like, if you see somebody that's got some chapped lips, you want to say something, right? Or gesture to them,
right?
I mean, Jada, we just trying to gesture to you, help a brother out. I mean, we know you got the entanglements, but he's trying his best to put on the public facade,
right?
That he's down for you. So until he slip up,
that's right.
I mean, help a brother out.
Okay, well, maybe then. Wait. I rephrase this now. Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
If you're listening,
she is.
I know she is.
Yeah. It's Austin.
What I was gonna say is, actually, don't sleep with your husband because that makes him slap people. So all we need is that the AI overlord says something about her hair and make him smack.
That brother looked like he needed a hug and a timeout. And that we all at a point we was like, yeah, man, you got your lady back, and then he was like, bro, come on, man, you can't take a joke, because his first reaction was the laugh.
Yes.
And then he pulled it back when he looked over, like, not she laughing.
And here's the thing is, everybody's like, darn you, Jada, it's your fault. I'm like, did she walk up there and say?
No.
I mean,
and that was a long walk. But he had time to pull it back.
Smacky, that's who this is between. He did. He walked up there like, I got time. Like, I ain't going to run up here.
After he did it, he came back, brother fixed his jacket. Let me tighten my stuff up, smooth that out right there.
And then I'm just sit down and watch the show.
There was no remorse, even after the fact.
No, he was dancing with his award.
You wanna know what that means? Will Smith, the villain. Hey, think about all the movies. The villains, they do stuff with no remorse. The rest of us normal people, we feel bad.
Yeah.
You knock a brother over, you step on their shoes, like, hey, my bad. You feel bad at the time, but you want to nudge him a little bit. Hey, man, move along a little faster.
Right.
You get your little road rage out here. I tell you to the next light, you like, man, that old lady didn't deserve that. Oh, my bad, dude. My bad. I just snitched on myself. I'm out here harassing the old folk. Get out the way.
Apparently, Dapper D before he got here was like, so I'm pushing old ladies down the stairs.
You don't get your Model T driving, your 65 Cutlass having to that side. Hey, go over there and non-stop drive and mess up some stuff over there. Well, don't get on over here.
Oh, my goodness.
So, that crash, back to that crash, let me just remind you of the two streets. It was a crash on Tandem Boulevard near Nonstop Drive. You can't have a crash unless it's a tandem. You gotta have it's the teamwork.
I love this. I love the wordplay going on here. Smart brother. You're a smart brother.
That's what it takes to stop Nonstop Drive. It takes a collective. Hey, Jeffrey, we gonna shut this down.
Yes.
You know how for the last 10 years they done had that streak on nonstop. Well, we stopping it today on leap year.
Revolution, okay. Black History Month.
We can do it, bro. We can do it. We will live in infamy. I know what, you got insurance, you be alright. You ain't like that car anyway, bro. Come on.
Look, this the 29th. This the leap year. This leap year and Black History Month. You know you gotta do something for the cause.
We got the extension.
Yes.
It was in layaway, and you always just say, just give me one more day.
Yeah.
We got the one more day.
What you gonna do?
512-836-2887. I want to know if anybody what you gonna do for that extra day?
You get an extra day of celebrating black folks. What you gonna do with it? I want some white folks to call up here. Call up here and be like, here's what I've been learning about black folks.
Y'all been dropping some facts on my head.
You know what I'm saying?
I done learned some things.
This what my allyship look like. I call KZI and be like, Luke, I had learned that, did you know Martin Luther King has a statue where the statue looks a little erotic?
The intent was there. The delivery failed.
They trying to give us Black History facts. That's a new Black History
fact. And Boston has, we only got 30 seconds, but Boston has a hard enough time. I used to live there. Yeah. And they have a hard enough time because they're known as a racist city. For a lot of African Americans and other minorities, they'll always ask me that. Like, is it really? And unfortunately, I don't have a bad experience. And Martin Luther was there. He did his thing.
And he's still doing his thing, apparently.
Yeah. Come on, Boston. I see I was already in it. I'm just not in it right now. But that tells y'all I got to give you the traffic bed. I got to give you the traffic report. That's the traffic bed. So, over on Wells Branch Parkway, that's near Thermal Drive, there's a crash. US 290 eastbound at Paseo de Presidente Boulevard. That one has a crash. And then over on 45th Street, there's a stalled vehicle on 45th Street at Guadalupe Street. That's it, though. So they gonna clean up some stuff quick.
And there's no more flooding like the last time we were together.
So that also means that Nonstop is moving again.
Yeah.
They open. Hey, y'all, they open.
Come on, y'all. It's
Nonstop again. There it is. And then look for that weather. 49 degrees, overcast, slight chance of a rain shower. High of 49 today. Winds at the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's insult y'all's geographical knowledge. It's coming from the northeast. You're like, well, I don't know where that's that New York, New England. They doing all that cold stuff, and that's where it's coming from. That's the northeast. You always want that southwest or that southeast, that Caribbean, the Mexico. You want that. Some bring it up off the Gulf from the warm places near the equator. But you bringing stuff from the North Pole. Now we ain't good with that. And then tonight, cloudy, early with some clearing expected late. Slight chance of a rain shower. Low of 42. Winds are light and variable. Why I gotta say variable so early in the morning? I would have messed that up.
Serious. Variable.
I gotta make sure I get it out.
I thought formed in your mouth. You were serious.
The microphone might have been a little wet after that too.
Look about this cold. What's up with that? because I be going outside thinking it's gonna be warm. I done started putting on the shorts again. You know, like there was a couple days where I was like, the cheeks gonna have to come back out. But
Mother Nature.
Mother Nature said,
she jaded. Somebody didn't give her something on Valentine's Day.
That's right.
And so she a little mad with us because she sound temperamental. Yeah. She gonna hit us with the 80, 90. And then now this. Unless she out of town and then she left the weather control to her cousin. And this her cousin messed it up.
We're like, oh man, come on, man. I can't trust you to just hold down the weather when I'm gone.
Yeah, this the cousin. So she left it with the cousin. The cousin called Winter Gust.
Mr. Winter Gust.
Is anyone named Gus anymore? Is that a antiquated name?
Are there Gus's? Yo, no. Shout out to the Gus I know. I do know a Gus.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Hey,
good dude.
Is Gus under 40?
Barely.
Well, Gus, we appreciate you rocking with us. Yeah. Hopefully you listening as thus.
Because it's a must. Okay. We with it.
See, Rochelle, this is why I was so excited. They was like, you and Rochelle tomorrow? And I was like, really?
Yeah, you knew it was.
We'll come hang out now and just wait.
We gonna just chill.
Just be in the parking lot.
Just
pitch a tent,
swinging. Just yay.
There's some marshmallows. Not marshmallows, marshmallows out in the parking lot. You're like, hey man, what's going on, bro? Did the apocalypse start? Nah, I'm waiting for Rochelle. She coming in tomorrow.
She'll come in and do this doggone thing.
Look at you. You're always like on time or early though. Why are you so punctual?
You know, actually, since my mom don't listen, I can say it.
Oh, okay.
My mom's asleep right now, so I can talk about it. My mom was habitually tardy to things. That was just her MO. You know, she gonna be tardy, and that just always upset me. I just felt like, because I just see the faces of the family every time. Yep. They would just be mad, but you know they can't say nothing because my mama is the one. So
and we was always looking at you with a judgmental face.
Like, just the face.
Look at her, Rochelle.
And I was like, I'm tired of that face.
You know it's Rochelle's fault. It probably ain't her mama. I bet her mama was dressed, waiting at the door, waiting for Michelle to go find her shoes.
That's right.
Matching shoes.
That's right. So
they don't really care about the socks at that point.
They blame me. You know what I'm saying?
Probably
but yeah, and also if you think about it, there's so many stereotypes around time and black people and what have you. And so it did become a thing where, well, I don't want white people to think that I'm not on time. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like the same way that our anger as especially as black women. Yeah. Like if you say something with force, it is that you are angry, you are mad at me. Yeah. Right. And so then it becomes that you talk in a certain way to make sure that you don't get to hear that as well. Mm-hmm. But those are actually, you know, chains.
I want to offer you something about what you said. So I got I think they would be described as an Asian brother. Mm-hmm. He's from India. And he uses CPT. Yeah. Did you know that? That it's not just African Americans. Okay, because that was new to me. When he said it, I was like, CPT. Wait, no, you. Oh yeah, I guess you could. Because you know, over in India, there's some darker complected, like really darker complected too.
What I found out. This is what I found out. You know, have you heard the term global majority? You know that we are actually part of the global majority. We tend to see ourselves as minorities because we base it as the demographics of America, right? But we are in fact the global majority, and in the global majority, time we show up when we feel like it, when the energy say so. Right. We show
so then the normal time that we're using in North America, well, there it is. I think I just named it. We should just say North American time.
That's right. That's right.
United States of America time, and then people would understand. Oh, you going with the majority in the United States. Yeah. But for the rest of the world, it should always be CPT.
CPT time. We could call it melanated and non-melanated time. What you want to do?
Look, I lived in Korea for a year. And man, I hate to throw my Korean homies under the bus because I always said I would retire there. People treated me nice over there. Yeah. It's a great place, but stuff wasn't always starting on time. And a lot of jokers used to try to blame it on the traffic. Mm-hmm. I was down in Seoul, and they were like, "Oh, wait, it's Seoul traffic." Come on, bruh. You're talking to a Seoul brother. I done used that excuse a bunch of times. Yeah. I done came in on the same streets that you done came in on.
Was you not a non-stop street?
You don't get to use that on me.
Yes,
Plenty of jokes on Soul. It remind me to tell you the best country bar and Jamaican club I've ever been to in Seoul, Korea.
You better speak on
But
it.
I gotta get this. I'm gonna tease you with that one.
Okay.
Caller, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, what's poppin', man?
I was just seeing how y'all was doing, man. I was just touching base with the city, man. I had something on my mind. I heard y'all talking about. It was actually yesterday. It had something to do with, like, I think it was like Black History Month or something like that. I think it was more. I don't know if it was Black History Month or it was something with the ladies. Oh, it was Black History Month or something with the ladies. But what I wanted to touch on was, like, when it comes to us, I feel like in order for us to evolve and grow, especially with that month, we have to change that name, Black, because that wasn't given to us, and we didn't identify ourselves by that. So
what, you want to go back to Negro?
Understand who we are. Stop using that word Black American when we're African American. Let's identify ourselves and put us in a category, so that way we have more meaning when it comes to our month, because I still feel like that word was given to us. So when it comes to our month, it kind of feel like, oh, okay, they're having Black History Month. That's not really, to me, culture. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't sound like culture. It sounds like a theme or something. Like, I don't know. I just feel like with that word, we got to get out of it, Black, and stop using. Because I even hear you guys say it a little bit. A lot of times, Black people or Black History Month or just this and that.
Yeah.
But we have to identify ourselves as African Americans, because that was given to us by our oppressors. You know, and that was an endearment of, not even an endearment, a sign of separation, a sign of negativity, a sign of nothing. You know, I just really, every time I get on here, I talk to you guys. I've probably heard me 20 times. I'm real big on who we are and history, because if you don't understand history and who we are and little names and stuff like that and how powerful that stuff is, if we don't understand that, we'll never move forward.
Okay, so how about this? How many African friends do you have? So what are they going to be called? I got a lot of friends from Nigeria. I got a lot of friends from Kenya.
So Nigerian.
So what are they?
Nigerian Americans. They're Nigerian Americans.
Okay.
If they're from the Congo or something, it's just different with us. I understand where people can come from, because we didn't grow up in Africa. We didn't, just like, for instance, for you. Like, you didn't grow up in Austin. Like, you're not from Austin, but you still consider yourself an Austinite. So I'm pretty sure some people still kind of identify themselves in that kind of realm that they're from Africa. They'll probably say, oh, well, I'm just African American, that they've been here, they've been Americanized, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm trying to, like, if you were from Africa, in a different part of Africa, say a specific state or a region, I'm pretty sure you would go by, oh, I'm Cameroonian, or I'm Nigerian, or I'm from Batuta or whatever, you know. But with here, we don't identify ourselves. We don't even consider ourselves as, like, when you go in the store and you see another African American man, he probably try to tear you down or feel more something like stand guard up more with you than anybody else. And it shouldn't be like that. Like,
so I got another question then. So you don't use any color in any of your references when you're talking about other people?
Exactly. Even Caucasian people, I call them European, or I call them Caucasian, or I call them Dutch, or German.
Okay,
whatever their nationality is, because we're the only people that go by non-nationality. Like, everybody else have a nationality, or say so Chinese, Korean people, you know, all these different types of things. But you gotta look at it. It all adds up into, like, certain different things that builds up into, like, even foreign capitalism. Kind of comes off the topic a little bit. Foreign capitalism. You got all these different foreign people come from Nepal, China, all these different places. And what do they look at the African American man? How do they look at him?
I can't say they all look at him a certain way, but I get what you're saying, though. I appreciate you calling in. Michelle, you were going to say, you were going to chime in on that?
Well, no, I was just going to say, I hear the thing about African American, because then it identifies you as closer to the place that you're from, right? But I do know that there's a history of us taking words. Like, people are not necessarily calling us black now. We are calling ourselves black now.
Right.
We were called Negroes, then we were then we were African American. Now we're black. So we change what we're comfortable with.
Yes.
But the truth is, it's because you can't put African American Lives Matter on the flag. That's just too many too many words. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you have to pay for a letter. You know what I'm saying? So black just kind of is quicker for us to put on the flag.
Well, it's also, there's a lot that has to be changed. Native Americans. Are you calling them Indians? Or are you calling them Native Americans?
I like Native American or indigenous people.
There it is.
Right.
And so that's gone through some changes. I know a lot of Africans, and they want to stake claim to African American. Of course, I can't speak for everybody, but in my network, they see themselves as African Americans, and they see us as
American African.
No, they see us as Black Americans.
Okay,
that's the way they see it. Black Americans. And that's, hey.
But I like this idea, like, if we don't say white Americans, like we say European Americans. I like that because there's something about everyone else being from somewhere else, but like this identity where like whiteness is centered in our country. Yeah. Right. And so that idea, like, no, we're all pretty much from somewhere else. Oh, yeah. And using those terms, I think it's pretty cool.
I think I said that yesterday. We are a melting pot. I mean, that is what this country was founded on. And but the world over.
I think it was founded on religious persecution and murder of indigenous people. But I mean, and also freedom.
Well, we did. Agreed. But we started welcoming all from a lot of different places. And that's what the Statue of Liberty is supposed to be about.
Did you know the Statue of Liberty used to be was a black woman in chains?
Wait, what?
100%. If you look this up, y'all in your car, don't look it up while you're in your car because you have to have access.
Especially if you're on nonstop drive. Keep it moving.
They just got it right? No, that the French actually sent over the statue as a gift, but it had a black woman in chains, and America was like,
too soon.
We're gonna need something else.
America at that time said, too soon. We know. Look, you ain't gotta throw shade, homie. We know we ain't got it right. We'll help you out later on. Yeah. Y'all need some stuff. Take care of Napoleon first before y'all start talking about us. Napoleon over there trying to take over Europe. Y'all talking about us, about what we doing. We just trying to take over our own country. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning.
I was just listening to the brother who said about African American.
Yes.
Well, I disagree. Because of the fact that I am a black woman, I'm proud to be a black woman.
Come on, sis.
My ancestors came from Africa, so they should be considered as called should be called African American because of the fact that's where they came from. That's stating that's where you come from. I am an Austinite, born and raised here. So I am calling myself, I live in Austin, Texas, and I'm a black woman.
Okay.
For him to say that, no, that's not gonna, that don't fly with me.
Yeah.
We've been called, yes, we have been called everything, black, Negro, color. Yes, that's stating what our skin tone is. Not who we are, or not where we come from. That's our skin tone. Our skin tone is black, so we're black. So be proud of being black.
Oh, you're going to put some James Brown on it.
Yeah. I see that. Hey, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Oh, sweetie, my name is Nikita. I'm proud to mention that my name is Nikita, and I'm calling on the east side. East side of Austin.
Yeah,
east side. I feel you. Thanks for calling in, Nikita.
We appreciate you.
Have a great day.
Okay. So wait, before we continue on these calls,
yes,
we ain't gonna be fighting amongst ourselves on the last week.
No, we're not. But
I'm kidding. I love
facts.
this conversation.
Those are facts that there's always going to be identification in how we address each other. I know people that when they address or they're telling me about someone, they'll say, "Oh yeah, he's got the blonde hair guy." Like there's always going to be something. It's what we look like.
Sure.
It's not, I know we could get into this is not a color in the crayon box. If you pull this out in the crayon box,
right.
I don't look like that, so you can't call me that. But there's always going to be that. Yeah. And I don't know if you're ever really gonna change.
You don't want to be trying to point somebody out in a hurry and be like, him. I don't want to call him. I don't know how he identify. Are you black? Are you African American? I don't know how
what he look like though, because you stumbling and bumbling. So what is he? Well, because
a human. He was a human.
Yeah. Okay, that's good, but you ain't really giving me Homo sapien. Got it. Check. Keep it moving. Oh no, we lost him. They said, "Wait, you called me a homo sapien? Homo sapien? Come on, man! You jumped off the line. I don't know what happened here.
They got nervous.
You gotta keep listening." Sorry that I went to some Latin on you.
But it's hard, right? In general, it's difficult. Even in all the ways that we are using language. I mean, language is power, right?
Yeah.
Like the way that we name things and call things. So that's what that brother was talking about, like the power of the language that we choose to use.
And it's always evolving. It's always changing. Like you said yourself, it's not just about where we are right now. We may end up somewhere else. But right now, it may be that young, eloquent brother, but it could be someone else that's going to change it going forward. Before you used to say Latinos. You used to say Hispanics.
Yeah.
And now there's Latinx. Like there's nobody really wants to be. Some people are offended by certain labels.
Right.
And so you're going to have to adjust. That's the.
And I know some Latinos who are like, don't call us Latinx. We didn't sign up on that.
No.
I don't know who does the vote.
That's not for me.
Like BIPOC people be like, I don't like that. What is that?
But Poppy said, nah, that's not me. No, Holmes, that's not it. That's not what we're doing right now. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, good morning. How's it going?
Hey, it's going good for us. I mean, it's cold outside, unfortunately, but I'm inside.
You know what I'm saying?
How you doing, though?
I'm doing good. Long as wearing my non-stop.
It's moving, bro. It's moving.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I listened to the last two callers and I agree with it, but we're the only country in America that I understand what the lady said and I understand what he's saying. We're the only country in the world that was African American. So I think maybe you talked about this once before a while back. That if my wife if I was in Africa and my wife went in the labor, my child is not African American, my child is American.
Yeah.
Australia, Germany, the only country that does that. And I gotta trust me. I understand my history and everything. And most of my friends, I go back and forth, they say, I'm you African American. No, I'm not African American descent. But I'm Black American. But for me being an Austinite in the state of Texas, and where I am, I consider myself Black Texas.
Okay. Come on now. When you say Black Texas, I feel like you got a hat. You got a cowboy hat?
I'm just no cowboy hat, just Black Texas. That's just how it is. I realize that South America, Mexico, my baby is not Mexican American. My baby will be considered American. We're the only country in the world that does that.
Yeah, over in the UK, they do call they do say that the multi-ethnic group, they have a Black British, and then if you were born to parents that are from Africa, they may call themselves African British over in the UK, as an example. But it's still evolving.
And I can say like that term, like I know Whoopi Goldberg actually has a book where she talks about not wanting to be called African American, but just being called American.
Yeah.
Because she was like, when you put that like hyphen and stuff on the front end, that's when you lose some of your rights. And she said, I want all my rights as an American. So that's some interesting.
That is absolutely true. I mean, it's the same thing like the gentleman was saying earlier. They might use Caucasian and everything. Why not just keep it simple and go old school with it? Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Protestant, Anglo-Orthodox.
Oh.
Well,
Call them by their religion.
I can tell you, just like we were talking about Native Americans, I know some Eastern Europeans that don't want to be called Caucasian. They don't want to be called white. They don't want to be called white. They Eastern European, and they don't want to be called white. Don't call me white. But honestly, call me Russian. Call me like that. Like, so that's real. And so to our point, when it comes to when we're saying someone needs to know what to call us, we got to ask ourselves, do we know what to call others? Because again, you're just painting a broad stroke, and you didn't ask that person. So maybe you find out how they want to self-identify, and don't get on your soapbox and try to change them. You go where they feel comfortable, because that's good communication. Okay. At the end of the day, I think that's what we got to do.
Your communication, we can keep it simple. Hi, I'm Andre. Hi, I'm John. That's Andre.
My mama call me Andre. You could call me Andre.
Or you can call me Joe.
Hey, or if we know you, like we know you, because we fam, we can call you Black Texan. You know what I'm saying? What up, Black Texan? Black Texan right there. That's Black Texan right there. Hey, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah.
Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you. You know, that actually reminded me, all this time that we've been talking, it actually reminded me that when I went to grad school, it was an international grad school. And so they had people from all different countries, and they labeled us American because we are. And I was like, nah, put Black American on mine. Like, because my brain was like, am I American? Right? Because I don't get all the privileges of a person that lives in America, right? Yeah. And so that was just an interesting kind of like, I am very American to other countries, right? They're like, you think like an American. Yeah. But inside of America, there's all the different groups that we occupy.
Yeah, you still will betray yourself. You may think, oh, I'm blending. Nah, kid, we know you American. I done lived in other countries, and ain't no blending. Forget what you look like. Just the fact that how you carry yourself, how we do our thing, that swag, it comes through, and they know. Caller, are you there?
I am. Good morning, Blackity. This is
the best in the West, Polly Pockets. What is popping today?
Well, there's a lot of good conversation going on, and there's a lot of scholars in the world having these discussions as everybody shifts to the topic of race not just being a one-country problem, but a global race and racialization problem. Yeah. I know you mentioned they use the term Caucasian to discuss white individuals. Well, Caucasus is a mountain range in the Caucasus, so that's group of people that are coming from that area. So that itself is an incorrect term to use. And there's a lot of, like you just talked about Eastern Europe, but there's a lot of racism in Europe as well, where especially places like Albania, the Baltic region, there's a lot of discussion on they don't see themselves as white, but in a lot of parts of the world just assume that region is white as well. And also, I know someone brought up languages. There's a great field, sociolinguistics, which examines how language is used to construct race and how the ideas of race influence language and language use. So, it's like a lot. There's no answer. So I understand. The first caller said we got to change the name of the month. He may be wrong, he may be right, but that's not something that's going to change overnight, because there's lots of people trying to have these discussions, and we just begin with educating. And I think identity more so becomes a personal thing, in terms of, as people have said, like, I introduce myself as so-and-so, I introduce myself as so-and-so, but you're still going to have people. I'll give you an example. I overheard someone say to a mother, "Oh, your kids are black, right?" And she went to correct them. We don't focus on black versus white. We focus on the languages we speak in the house. Because at the end of the day, our children are American, but they have the capability to speak multi-languages, and that is the goal. They can figure out their identity when they're older. Yeah. But phenotypically, how they look on the outside, people would classify them one way or another. So it was a great conversation. There's a lot to unpack.
So I'm kind of curious. I got to go to a break, Polly and Rochelle. Had to let that one ride.
We was about to be in here marching in a minute.
I can't take credit for that one. That one was already loaded up.
Yes.
But it knew what we needed. AI. See, the AI is helping.
They was listening.
The AI said, "Hey, bro, you look like you need something right now."
Yeah.
Hey, so if I said this to you, that there were people that were forced from their homeland because of famine and political upheaval, they endured vehement discrimination before making their way into the American mainstream. The refugees seeking haven in America were poor and disease-ridden. They threatened to take away jobs from Americans and strain welfare budgets.
Okay.
What do you think? Who is that? Who do you think that is?
Who do I think it is?
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't be trying to put me in the streets.
So,
trying to get me run over in the streets. Who was that?
Irish immigrants.
Yes.
Sometimes faced hostility from other groups in the U.S. and were accused of spreading disease and blamed for unsanitary conditions many lived in.
Yes.
The Irish often suffered blatant or subtle job discrimination. Furthermore, some businesses took advantage of Irish immigrants.
That's right.
Their willingness to work at unskilled jobs for low pay. Employers were known to replace or threaten to replace uncooperative workers and those demanding higher wages with Irish American workers. I moved here from Georgia. A lot of that infrastructure that was built over there, you would automatically you say, oh, that was built with slave labor. There were Irish Americans right along with them.
And Chinese Americans as well.
There were places where there were signs and they were treated the same way. So they what would you call them? You were calling them Irish Americans, and they didn't feel white. They weren't being called white. Now nowadays, you see someone Irish, I bet you ain't ask them. You just might be like, hey, they white.
Well, you know what? Oh my gosh,
so
this
it
is such
progresses.
an interesting topic because. Also, first of all, can I get a shout out to Ireland? Because Ireland is on one. They've been on one since the Queen died. Okay, they've been on one. They on one for Palestine. Okay, Irish people, they with it. Ireland. Come on, shout out to Ireland.
We got a homie clocking in from Ireland right now. In fact,
shout out to Ireland.
Right now is probably like, yo, appreciate you going in, Dapper D. let me go into Ire.
But also this idea of what whiteness is, because whiteness changes over time.
Yes, it does.
Race changes over time. The people who were first come here and are not included, right? We don't want Irish, we don't want Mexican, we don't want, right? All these people that wasn't part of that. And then over time, you know, whiteness will collect you, right? Yeah. To make sure these numbers stay right. We got to keep
bring them back. Bring them back. We need them.
Okay, you light skin. Come on in.
I'll take it.
Come on in, brother.
You might have a couple drops, but don't mention that right now.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to go off of, but yeah, we got a homie checking in from Dublin.
Okay.
Dublin, Ireland. Dublin. Yeah, where are you from? I'm thinking my accent is Dublin. We're from Dublin, Ireland. Well, we do have a caller. See if the brother from Dublin is calling in.
He might be calling in for sure.
Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, you in Dublin? Where you calling in from?
I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll take that. I'll allow it. Hey, what's poppin'? What's on your mind?
Huh? Say that again, sir.
Oh, I said, what's on your mind?
Well, I was just listening to what y'all was saying. I'd like to know, hey, one question I'd like to know. In history, since after my home won the Super Bowl 3 times, how are they going to classify him? If you don't classify him as African American or what? Because, you know, Doug Williams went to France African America in the Super Bowl. So how are they going to classify him?
Okay, wait, you getting muffled a little bit. Can we hear you a little better? I'm missing some of the points that you're making, sir.
What I was trying to say, I feel like, you know, since I feel back in my home, you know, Doug Williams was the first one to first African American win the Super Bowl. So how are they going to classify it back to my home?
Oh, yeah.
How are they going to classify him? Is they going to classify him as African American or white?
Yeah. You know, I like to leave it up to the person. I remember some years ago, Tiger Woods came out and he's like, hey man, I was raised by both of my parents and my mom is Thai. And I don't want to just be one thing because I don't want to disrespect the Thai love I got from my grandparents and my mom and the heritage that I embraced with that. And a lot of people didn't like that. And I'm saying
he was
the other side. Yeah, so I like to let that person, and I think it is short-sighted of us to always just say, oh, you are one thing, because that you denying half it or a third or whatever the percentage is of who that person is. So yeah, I like to let them classify themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that. Classifying yourself sounds great. I mean, we're doing that with pronouns. We're doing that with color. We're doing that with everything. But look, we do have to check these boxes on this. The census. This census box is going to be long. It's going to be long. You're going to have Anglo-Saxon, Anglo-Orthodox, Latinx, Hispanic.
What if we just have a box and say, man, I did my 23andMe back in 2022. Just go to that. Take what you want. Here's the link. Here's the link to my profile.
Yeah, you put the link up.
You work yourself.
I'm Cameroonian American 12%. Okay. Yeah, and I want to represent my 12%.
Yes.
I don't know.
Hey, a lot of us got our feelings hurt with this new DNA.
Did you do the DNA test?
I never wanted to, and then it was given to me for a Christmas.
Oh, it was a gift. Okay.
And so I did it as to, I guess, finally do it and, not be offensive. It was someone near and dear that I cared about. So I was like, yeah, let me go and do this.
Aww.
Man, learn some things and then ruin some things too. Because, your family, we be thinking, oh, we are this. We know we're
Indian because we got good hair.
So about that,
American because we got that good hair.
My family I'm North Carolina bred, and so we thought we was whatever the Native Americans were in that area. We Native American, but not over there. How about South American, Chile? Okay, brother, you meant from Chile. Okay, I was like, Chile. Okay, that's where. Hey, so we came up from that. Okay, well then and see, that's the kind of stuff that.
So did you go out and start buying all type of Chile? No, because I know this comedian.
Chile.
Whatchamacallit? When they did their DNA test, they like, oh, I'm Argentinian. Yeah. It was like 1%. I was like,
Hey, there's some things that you find out, and then now you got questions. So we was talking Irish, right? So then I looked, and then there was this other thing. It's like 9% Irish. Now, see, we thought we was from the Caribbean. I thought my family came from there.
Irish Caribbean.
So then now you asking yourself, what Irish dude ended up seeing the Jamaican queen and was like, I can't let that go.
He clapped them cheeks. Okay, he understood.
He understood. This is my moment. This to come up right here. I'm gonna shoot the shot.
Yeah, and it was worth it.
From Dublin, from downtown Dublin, and he held it up after he shot that shot too. He said, I'm gonna show up to the cookout. They gonna love me.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna come up to the cookout, you know what I'm saying? Chilling.
He risked it all.
Yeah.
Or maybe he didn't because he was like, man, it ain't like I'm getting love on the other side anyway because they still call me Irish. And then with some other denigrating words. So why don't I just go, oh, they allow me at the cookout.
Maybe I was Black Irish.
I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
See, now you're
Black Irish. Okay.
I'm sure they're
right.
How could it not have been? One of the most famous poets in all of Russia was Blak.
Really?
Find me a Russian that doesn't talk about Pushkin. You ever heard of Pushkin, Alexander Pushkin?
Okay,
brother. Huh? And they hold that dude in high esteem.
Also, I heard that Mozart was a brother. Is that true? I don't know if I'm on a conspiracy theory or not, but I heard Mozart was a brother too.
Well, Mexico had a Afro-Mexican president. El Presidente. Sorry, that was my own vision.
That was great.
That was my own vision.
Yeah, like you had to sit up for it. El Presidente.
If the toupee won't right, it would have flapped off at that point when I snapped that one. But I'm gonna tell you, I appreciate. We got a lot of calls.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, wasn't there a brother that called during the?
Oh yeah. So there was a brother that called during the break. Thank you for that. And what he was saying is, there are some people that are born in other countries, and no matter what they look like, they have citizenship of that country. And so if they was born somewhere else and then they come here, you look at them and the first thing you want to say is they're this. Right. So you say African American. What if they don't want to be called that? What if they was born? I lived in Germany and I know Turkish. I know Africans that were born in these were friends of mine, and they were born in Germany. Okay. And you can't tell them they ain't nothing but German.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear nothing else about nothing else.
Right.
This is where I was born. This is where I was raised. This is where I'm at.
Okay.
And
I think we should start calling ourselves American and be like, and I need all them rights. Run them all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then he was also saying, because he was saying, unless you were born on military installation, you'd have dual citizenship. So he mentioned that. And then, he was basically saying that he understands the views that everyone else has said, but he thinks that we have to allow people to be what they want to identify as.
Okay.
And it's actually kind of rude to push it off on somebody. You pushing maybe some of your biases because you're saying, oh, you look like this, so you're that. Because we always talk about the people that, so this last caller said Patrick Mahomes. Well, that's because Patrick Mahomes came out looking the way he looks. He's got a little curly hair. Yep. So then you're gonna give him
hair. We gotta give you something else.
There are some people. I said curly.
If it's 4C, black.
But then there are some people come out, and we remember back in the times of slavery, what did some of our people do that could pass? Families broke apart and said, hey, you need to go live there and live a different lifestyle. Head up to, I think it was like Ohio, a lot of places they sent them. But technically, that's biology. What can you do? That's how they came out. And some people don't want to be identified because of how they look. But we got a caller. Let me give him a chance. Caller, are you there?
I'm here. I love the conversation this morning.
Apparently, a lot of people do.
For Black History Month, we're gonna talk about it for Black.
Yes. So what part caught you? What part caught you?
I think I'm black and an Indian. I think that's what they said.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even you say Indian, you don't say Native American, or you saying Indian like from over in Asia?
Native American. I think that's what my grandmother said.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure.
Well, hey.
I love your conversation is because someone came to me once when I was working at this place, and she said, "Oh, I am Indian." But the color didn't say Indian. She said she was part Indian. And I said, baby, you know what? That's what my grandma told us too.
Yeah.
We were part Indian.
Yeah.
But we also part Anglo-Saxon because my grandfather was just a light. I mean, and then I got to looking and digging, and I kept seeing more white than I see black.
Start looking at the numbers. The numbers are adding up. Hold on now.
Yeah.
I need at least 51%. Jesus, come on, Father.
I can see that. I can see how that happened.
You know what? I was thinking, wait a minute, maybe they just said we were Native American because they didn't really want us to know, you know.
I can see that.
You see?
Yeah.
So I went and I bought a couple of books, and one book was They Came Before Columbus. And over in Mexico, the Guinea tribe, that's where they went to, over in Mexico. They said there were blacks in Mexico before Columbus.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there were people there before Columbus got there discovering stuff. Okay.
There you go. And that's what you see, because you go to Mexico, you see black statues and stuff, and, I mean, a lot of stuff. They found the first black man, from 8 years back, So, but then I went and I bought another book, and you hit that point, too, about the black man in Germany. And the book is called 100 True Stories About Negro Americans. That's the name of the book.
Okay.
And that's his picture. He was a general. He came before Hitler. He was there before Hitler. You could see his food, his dress. You see everything, but he was a black man. And now, if you kind of like me, a historian, like a lot of stuff, they said there were black folks in China.
Yeah.
Before,
we was out there. We was all over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We international. Come on, black folks. We international.
That's what I want to. And that's why I love the conversation, because we are international culture.
Indeed. What's your name and where are you calling in from? Sorry. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
Janelle, and I'm calling from Austin.
You're actually right in town with us.
That's right.
Thanks for calling in, ma'am.
We appreciate you.
You're welcome. And thanks for having the conversation.
Thank you.
And as we've been having this conversation, someone done snuck up in the building.
She said, "Man, y'all, the phones is on fire." I want to talk about.
Good morning.
There's Icye in the building.
Now I got that microphone.
Good morning.
Hey, we're so glad to see you.
But it's been a great conversation too. It was really good, even from like CP time all the way to having this conversation now. And I guess I'll go reverse and start where we are.
Yeah.
I just think personally, as we talk about Black American, African American, I like that Rochelle mentioned the fact that like, at the end of the day, let's make sure we just American.
Yes.
Because a lot of the times when we start to segregate ourselves, we'll segregate ourselves into Black, colored, African American, Blackity, Blackity, Black, and Black.
And I need that on the census. Blackity, Black,
right.
And then we also at sometimes can't wait to call each other not Black enough.
Yeah.
And that I think we can say Black is on a spectrum, and because Black is on a spectrum, I love this. Like internationally, no one has to say we're Black. We have to justify, harmonize with, again, Blackity, Black. We have to come into these circles where we have to, again, like, shout from the mountaintops that we're Black. We are, and we said this last week, like, everything's defying. Everything Black is defying. Hair's defying. Colors defying. Shapes defying. Everything's defying. We don't need to... Everybody know we Black. I think they know. That's just my thoughts, We don't have to go.
It's kind of hard to hide it.
It's hard, right? So whether we're Black American, African American, colored, if I go to anywhere in this world, no one's gonna say, I think she might be. Maybe she's a little bit. She might be like Black, but a little bit of Blackity Black. She might be a little African Black, with a little bit of American Black. No, they're not gonna do that.
That's a good little mix there.
Right. I can see the Black on top of your head. You got Black in your hair. I can see. But that's just my thoughts on the matter. Just because even on the phone, like listening in, I could hear and feel the energy of people becoming, upset with how we identify ourselves. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we do have to remember that, like, Black Americans are a blessed group of American people. Sure. We are definitely, and I mean Black American, not talking about African from Africa. I mean primarily Black. We have so many privileges, and in my opinion, if we start asserting ourselves as American a lot more, I feel like that portion you mentioned, I feel like it creates a stronger definition of who we are in our own community, because we're not worried about Black. Again, like you said, we have to justify being Black to other Black people.
Yes.
Why?
I get tired of that. That infighting of a person. Yeah. I'll say it like this. So I know people that have raised kids that don't look like any of us in this room. So that kid grew up seeing a dad that looked like me and a mom that looked like you. Now, who am I to tell that kid that they can't be at every whatever event that their parents used to take them to? Right. And that their parents were Divine Nine. So that they was at every Divine Nine, every historically Black sorority, fraternity event. And they was getting love. So their whole life they've been brought up doing this. So when we see them, what's one of the first things people would like to say is, oh, you a wannabe.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about that person's history. You're just looking at what they look like. Oh, yeah. And I know he can't do nothing about that. His hair is straight and his complexion is a lot lighter than mine. But in his mind, man, I done been in some circumstances. Matter of fact, he might have been in more step shows than any of us have ever been to.
But you made him Blackity Black.
But we saying he isn't that. So we're gonna take that call. Yeah. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's wrong with your phone?
I don't know what's wrong with the phone, but I know it's working right now. We got you. What's popping?
I'd like to... You can hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you. We can hear you.
I would like to express my situation. You all can define how you appreciate freedom. Now, the thing about freedom, and I need to know how did you obtain that freedom? How do you appreciate that freedom? And how do you use your freedom? since Black America has been searched through so many ordeals with white America, with America, just to prove their citizenship. And on top of that, we look at the U.S. Supreme Court justices who's sitting on immunity for Donald J. Trump to allow the American peoples to be put in harm's way, to deprive us of our right, our constitutional right and freedom, and put America in danger, coming from Putin, Russia, and he's on and how much money Putin has backed Donald Trump, we have no idea.
So I like thanks for calling. I like where she's going. It's about when you think about the struggle to get all of your rights and opportunities here in America. When we allow outside influencers, when we let people from the outside affect our policies and treatment of ourselves, our gross domestic output is, we're going to help you guys out. I was just looking at a report the other day, we are Phoenix, Arizona. Back in the 1940s, it was a blip. It wasn't even the top 100 cities. Okay. And now it is exploding. And, Intel went there a few years ago, and now some of the Taiwanese semiconductors are coming there. Okay. And so they have a lack of water, a lack of resources. And so we got to start pulling water from the Gulf of Mexico, desalinate it, and then ship it into Arizona. But we're going to be depending on Mexico for that. Wow. So then Mexico was like, well, hey, how about this? How about you guys don't depend on us, and maybe you guys start doing something else? Because Mexico gets a lot of water from us that runs down from the Colorado, the Rocky Mountains. Okay. And that flows all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, and they use that. So they said, how about you let us use the Gulf, and then we'll stop using that watershed that you guys use, and that's more water y'all can use in Arizona. And so I think, to her point, we need to start standing on our own. We use a lot of oil from here in America. We're not as dependent as we used to be. I think because that's going to affect our policies. If we're in the bed with these other countries, then we have to follow their leaders. And her point,
showed enough in the bed with some other countries.
If we got to follow Putin because we're dependent, then when he's doing atrocities, my opinion, y'all already know this is my opinion, but when he's invading Ukraine and we don't want to do nothing because he's a homie, we're dependent.
And we sure can say the same thing for Israel. So we are, it's interesting because we are talking about being black and what that means, and then this container of being American, and then American in its relationship to others. So while we're sitting here trying to figure out how we want to be identified, right? There's huge conversations that need to be happening about how our money is spent, who we hanging out with, right? But we still over here like, I am black just because my hair is straight. Like, okay, maybe we need to focus on some other things.
So we have just a little over 2 minutes, but there was a caller patiently waiting. Yeah. Caller, are you still there? Caller, are you there? Caller?
They was like,
sorry about that. I was just trying to finish the thought. So
devices.
You can call them back.
Devices.
That could be true.
Yes, a lot of devices.
So what say you about this opportunity that we have? Naming these I want to say naming rights, but like how people are going to be called. Do you know how long that process would take?
I mean, we used to be octoroon. Come on now, we was called by the how many drops of black blood you had in you.
But see, again, we take on the structure of a European system. Mm-hmm. The biggest issue that we see amongst broken down cultures, and unfortunately, we can semi-categorize Black American culture as far as like family wise, and this isn't across the whole realm of Black culture. We have beautiful Black strong families, and a lot of it isn't portrayed that way, unfortunately. However, the structure that we build inside of our homes, it's like when your parents were, when you were little and you were being bullied by a kid, or your mom said, hey, make sure you stick up for yourself today. If I hear that you let somebody mess with you again today, I'm going to come and I'm going to show you how to make sure that nobody else mess with you today.
Yes.
Or, I just remember times like that. Now, if we took that approach on a cultural, a community level, hey, if I find out that y'all went outside of this gate of black protection and you didn't do what you were supposed to do, it doesn't matter what color we are. It doesn't matter. That's why we're able to take in Brad, and Brad can come in and be at the sororities and the step shows and the fraternity shows.
Yes.
They can do that because we know us. It doesn't matter what the European space says. We know us.
We know us. I like
You're
that.
listening to The Morning Grind, KAZI 88.7 FM. Welcome back to The Morning Grind, KAZI 88.7 FM. If you're terrestrial, you got all the way to the left. If you're streaming on the TuneIn app, you searched for KAZI, and, well, you know, there's also people that are on our website, so thank you for that. If you are out and about, then you already know, but it's 49 degrees, overcast, slight chance of a rain shower, high of 49 today, winds in the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and then tonight we're going to get down to 42, cloudy early with some clearing expected late, slight chance of a rain shower, a low of 42 again, and winds will be light and variable tonight. For those that are out in those roadways, some of you are still out and about, so I'll help you out. Over on High Valley Road, there's a crash that's at Somerville Drive, and on Texas 111 Loop, Airport Boulevard near Manor Road. And then over on Merrilltown Drive, there's a crash that's at Wells Branch Parkway. Not a lot going on. That's good. If the roadways are clear, then you guys have the opportunity to get where you're going fast and safely. So I don't wish any kind of congestion on anyone. Listen. We have had an amazing amount of calls today. I really like the interest that we have had on our topic. I'm glad that you guys had the opportunity to call in. Hey, we got 3 people in the studio today, so we're really trying our best to take as many calls. We got to finish our thoughts. So if you don't get through, call back. They won't all be long. We can't let everybody be on for generally we have a certain amount of time. But if you're trying to be on for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes on the line, we can't do that. So we are going to definitely let you guys call in and continue on.
Yeah, likely, this is such a hot topic, so we definitely can't allow everyone to have a full soliloquy.
No.
No full soliloquy? Not the full one. I gotta put my soliloquy in.
Not today. Don't ask me to spell soliloquy either.
Look, it's the 29th. We trying to get it all in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, because we got to become American tomorrow, but we black. We black today.
So,
black.
I wanted to talk about that black fact. In 1940, Hattie McDaniel, 1895 to 1952, she's best known as the first black Oscar winner. She won the award on today's date, February 29th, 1940. I know this is a little bit controversial, but it happened today. She won for Best Supporting Actress for a role as Mammy in Gone with the Wind. Now, McDaniel's career began 3 decades earlier. She gave her first public performance as a grade school student in Denver, Colorado. Who knew that? That's where, I mean, what? Brothers was pushing west in the mountains.
Yes, they were.
Did not know that. Her father, Henry McDaniel, traveled through Colorado with his own minstrel show, but would not allow his daughter to accompany him and her brothers, Otis and Sam. McDaniel was allowed to perform locally with the traveling minstrel shows staged at East Turner Hall in Denver. In 1910, she won the Women's Christian Temperance Union's recitation contest with her rendition of Convict Joe, and the audience gave her both a standing ovation and a gold medal. So I know it's controversial. It did happen on today, and everyone's got a place where they started from. Do you know how many people probably told her that she wasn't going to have an opportunity, and then if we were to bash her because she took that role in Gone with the Wind, she wouldn't have had that opportunity, and we wouldn't be able to say that she had that role. I mean, look, there was enough blackface and stuff that was going on. They might have could have done that. So.
I mean, first of all, shout out for real. Like I think we have to recognize what doors were open during that time. Like either you was playing a mammy or you wasn't playing. Right?
Yeah.
Like so, do we take the role or are we locked out of our dreams? That's where we were, sitting in.
And I don't think that was like so far out of a role within the range of, Black roles. We were mammies, we were maids, we were field hand. That's what they saw it at the time as. And so picture or movies are pictures of what the past looked like. And so in some aspect, and I know that a lot of people have so many for good reason, but we have a lot of hate and a lot of anger and a lot of just hurt from what we had to go through, our ancestors had to go through in order to get us here today. But I can't be upset with something that got Taraji P. Henson, Angela Bassett, all these people I know and I like. I can't be upset with Hattie Mae taking a role as a mammy, because that was what it was at the time. Word. That was the culture. Word. Like To Kill a Mockingbird would probably have me wanting to fight somebody. Not Gone with the Wind. Not Gone with the Wind.
The movie that made me want to fight is, what's that, Imitation of Life? Oh, every time I see that, I just want to knock that woman
yeah. I bet it was a sad movie, but that's a good one on colorism. That's a good one.
Y'all would never guess mine. I was in high school and Glory came on. We were sitting in school looking at it.
That one tear.
I walked right out mad.
That one tear.
Angry. And I'm really unhappy about that, because I didn't like how unhappy I was, like how frustrated I was, and I didn't handle it well. I know there were some people that I engaged with after walking out of that class. I didn't really know how to handle it.
No, but but even in that, like, it's interesting because we're in a time period right now where if you want, in some states, if you want to read a book by African American, you have to get a sign.
Yeah, the Scholastic Fair. You have to request the diverse category in order for it to appear now in the findings.
Just some foolishness.
That is a little foolish.
And then to come
not accessible.
Right, and to come from that, and then also to not understand the experience that people have when you're sitting in a classroom and you are considered the minority in that classroom, right? And then they put on something that you like, oh, we just gonna watch Black people get beat today. All right. Like that I don't think people really understand what it feels like to sit in a seat, right, and have your experience like shown on a thing without any like love put into that. It's just like, oh, remember y'all were slaves. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only page in the book. Well, the only page in the history book is y'all were slaves. Y'all ain't got no other pages. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've done a lot in this country. And I remember when history class would come up, I would be so bored because I'd be like, we didn't do nothing. I guess we didn't do nothing during history. And then all of a sudden it's Black History Month. And then they're like, now we can trot y'all out and tell y'all about history. In fact, when I was in high school, I thought Africa was a country, not a continent, because they had all the Black people doing Africa, and then other people had like Sri Lanka or whatever. I said, okay, well, country, and I didn't know that until I got into college that was incorrect. So, like, what is the world that we are building on? That's why we're having these conversations about who we are, because we really don't know.
But again, I say, and I think Ms. Stacy says it as well. She says having the key. People who have the key, and then you have your gate holders or gatekeepers and key holders. Yeah. A lot of us, when we make it out of the hood or we make it out of impoverished situations, we don't come back to necessarily educate. And that becomes an issue within our society because we are very much so storytellers. So when we come back and tell the stories of how we made it to college or how we made it through a thing, that mentorship that we have within the youth, the young adults, the old elders in our community, it gets stopped. It's separated. We don't go back. So when we say, well, what's going on? What's happening? Well, when's the last time you went home? When's the last time you went home? And I challenge people who are listening and tuned in, because a lot of the times as even for myself, I've heard over and over, oh, we're not, there's so many failures within the lineage of Black Americans, and people aren't, there are people who have gun violence and this and this and this. But if you go to these areas where the gun violence or the murdering is happening, there's always just one set of people out there who's always taking up that charge. And those are the same ones every single time. So if you're not going back to do the powerful work, then in my opinion, you don't have an opportunity to necessarily speak on it.
Yeah. I got a call and I lost the call. When we call back, I hope they will. Sorry, we got to finish the thought. I want to make sure when I accept the calls and I bring the calls in, I'm respectful of my co-hosts and them finishing their thoughts, because it's very easy to get distracted.
And stay on, guys. Just stay on. Stay on the line.
Yeah, but today is especially a hard day
because they on
to call in.
They're getting to work.
Yeah, they doing it. So, do you guys think that there's going to be an opportunity going forward for the name to change? You think we're at the final point of where we're going to be? Will it always be Black History Month? Do you think, I know this is an unfair projection or forecast, but do you think it'll change again?
Oh, come on, I don't mean we're worrying about the wrong thing. What have you learned during this month? Yeah. That's what you need to worry about. Yeah. You worried about the name of it. I saw something that said African American Appreciation Day. I said, what that mean? You just walk up to an African American and be like, yo,
no, don't yo me. Give me $100. Hey, okay, show me how much.
I don't know how you identify, but you look black to me. You look really blackity black, and I would like to appreciate you.
Blackity black. Caller, are you there? They said, man, if you get me through right away, I don't want to play.
We are in an impatient.
Give us a cue. Give us a cue. Yeah. Give us a head nod next time. So we know.
Okay, so
I love it.
I don't even know if I want to get to some of the other topics, because man, it was hot, because they're gonna bring us back when they call in. They're gonna bring us back. What you were gonna say?
No, I'm excited about whatever we talking about.
Oh, okay,
this is good stuff, and thank y'all for everybody who has been calling in and for the love. We just been appreciating having these conversations with y'all.
I just want to go back really quick before we pounce to the next topic about CP time. And this happened to me yesterday. I was on the way to a meeting. Shout out to the new philanthropists, because I'm a part of that organization now as a mentee. And they've been helping out with nonprofit structure, all those things. So shout out to the new philanthropists. And if you're interested, go check them out. So anyway, I was on the way there, but I was super late. I was late, but I didn't have anxiety about the lateness. I was just like, hey, I've been sick all day. I'll get there when I get there. And when I get there, God is going to have cushion when I step through the door, and it's going to be fine. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to be anxious, oh my gosh, I'm so late. Oh my gosh. I get there, and it's exactly how I thought it would be. I found parking okay. I wasn't running around. How you late to somewhere, all your nerves, your heart is beating, you're sweating, you're trying to hurry up and get out, you're not composed. So in regards to CP time, colored people time, and I hear what you're saying, a habitual late mom, and so I don't want to be late. I am the habitual late person. If you don't tell me to be there, Icye, I need you here at this time. I will take leisure in getting to where you want me to be. I will take leisure. If you're telling me I don't have to be there at this time, we need you there at this time, party don't stop until you walk in this time, then I'm gonna be a little more leisurely. I've been learning to not go with the construct of time so much. If it doesn't feel good, then I'm not gonna do it. And don't get me wrong, this has definitely been a learning curve for me, but I appreciate that conversation earlier, because I feel like a lot of the time we will hold ourselves up to, again, a structure that doesn't exist. And I think of that only because I love God. I love Jesus. And the thought of Lazarus dying, and when Jesus got there, he was like, hold on, when I get there, I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, but they was mad. Hey man, my brother wouldn't have died if it wasn't.
And let me tell you how God has all healing power, and He's gonna make it do what it has to do when it's time for it to do what it's supposed to do.
Father God, I'm gonna need you to help me be on time. Lord, if you can just get me here through this traffic.
And not
I know you done prayed that prayer before.
Yeah.
When you try, when you in traffic trying to get there.
And the first thing he's saying is, again? Come on, man. It's the third time this week.
But not
Not
being tardy to the fact that like it's obstructing someone else. I'm not saying to be tardy to the point where you're disrespecting somebody else.
Right.
But when you don't have to throw yourself into the construct of time, it's okay to just go with a normal flow. Like it's okay to just go with a flow. And I feel a lot of times we push against that flow because we're always trying to grind.
See, Miss Icye is on the Lauryn Hill schedule.
Well, I'm not that bad.
She's like,
I'm not that
when
bad.
the ancestors tell me to come, that's when I'm a blush out.
And I did go to a Lauryn Hill concert once, and I was just like, I can't do this. It was so long. You had to. She was here in Austin, and you had to wait like an hour and a half for her to pop up there. And, and I hear her concerts will run sometimes past like 2.5, 3 hours. So, but let's not just do Lauryn Hill because I just heard Madonna had an incident because hers are habitually late as well. She got sued.
Oh, really?
Yes. She got some two people were like, oh, you know what? This was supposed to start at 8. She didn't get here, or it's supposed to start at 9, and she didn't get here until 11. I got work in the morning.
Whoa. Well, you know what? That's because they realized she wasn't on CPT. CP time. They checked her DNA and was like, the man thing math and hit her. Sorry, Madonna, the man thing math.
They attempted to sue her. This just recently happened like a month ago.
So I'd started off by asking, if you can leave behind one powerful sentence or phrase to the world that will live on forever in your name, what would it be? 512-836-2887 as I filibuster, give my co-host a chance to get theirs together. If you could leave behind one powerful sentence or phrase to the world that will live on forever in your name, what would it be? Ladies.
I mean, after clap them cheeks? Cause I'm thinking like,
after that one.
Okay, after that. I think if in my name, just God will do it. You know what I'm saying? God will do it. The things that you think are not possible are in fact possible. There is nothing that is not possible for God. So God will do it. That'd be mine.
I think the show, so if you don't know everybody, I'm on Mondays at 7 a.m. and the name of the show is Inspire Change Everywhere. I also have a company by the same name, and it is probably my life motto to inspire change everywhere. And the reason I appreciate that phrase in particular is because inspire means to breathe life into. I'm really big on like etymology, like the history, Latin root of words and things.
I love it.
And in that word, inspire means to breathe life into. So breathe life everywhere. Breathe life as many places as you can go.
Do your breath work and engage.
Breath work and engage. We're still waiting on someone to make our t-shirt.
Okay.
What about you now?
For me?
Yeah, for sure.
I think I do a lot of public speaking. I go to a lot of high schools, and I think I always give them 3 rules. So I'll just say the number 3 rule of that is, no matter what you're doing in life, always ask yourself, what am I getting out of this?
Opportunist. I gotcha.
Because you gotta just, it comes to time management. Ask yourself, do I need to be there?
Yeah.
Or what is this really worth me being there? Can I go without this?
Agreed.
What's the line?
Why have I not?
With you?
Yeah. Do I really need to keep swiping and looking at this reel and the next reel and this story, where I could be learning a language? So I could go to Dublin or to Belarus. I can't believe we still got somebody reaching out to us from Belarus. So I think that's where I would go with it for my phrase.
I really want to see Belarus calling in for sure.
Yes. So we do have a call. Hello. Caller, are you there?
From Belarus.
I am.
And are you from Belarus?
No.
Okay, all right, okay.
I was just calling to respond to your the quote or saying that you would leave for somebody in your life, and mine is this: find the joy in your life.
That's good.
And make sure that your life brings joy to others.
I like that.
We're going to need some more t-shirts.
You're not keeping that to yourself, right? Like, you're broadcasting. How do you project that? What do you do in your personal life to share that? I think it's great.
Well, so thank you kindly. It's something that I've shared with my children. By the way, I'm sorry. My name is Tony.
Hey, nice to meet you, Tony.
You're welcome. And one of the beautiful things that I've enjoyed, I'm not from Austin. I didn't rush to get here, trust me. But the beautiful thing is that as I raise my children, and as I live my life, my grandparents instilled this in me, my father, my mother. And one of the beautiful things is they always said, practice random acts of kindness. Mm-hmm. And that to me, the world would be a lot better no matter what you go through, because I've been through it. And so the beauty is that I always believe that if I always found the joy in my life, that it would work for me, number one, and number two, that I have to make sure that that joy inspires others.
Yes. I love that you have the focus on self, but also on community.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Hey,
amen. Amen.
Thanks for calling in. And thanks for sharing.
And I am a part of that. I am a part of that divine nine. So.
Okay, Blue Phi.
Okay, I'm gonna have to shout out Delta Sigma Theta then. If we doing it, what we doing? We about
to. We about to. Hey, thanks for calling in. That was awesome.
Thank you all for taking my call.
It's a pleasure.
Yo.
So
I'm enjoying this. I'm just having a good meal.
Can I ask you a question though? Mm-hmm. Do you think that there's anything else that they do when they're going through their process over there at Blue Phi then step? Because they're always nice with it. But can they do anything else? I bet that's all they do is just step.
See, you have to have some real calls.
Step some more.
You can have some calls up here like
it's a compliment. It's a compliment. I mean, look, when there's a step show, you know they always gonna be tight. They're always gonna be nice.
That's true.
And so, yeah, I mean, if they want to call in with anger, they know I'm joking. But I respect it.
If you would like to call in with anger, the phone number is.
If your Divine Nine organization has been offended by Tapper D. No, that's cool. I'm glad he was able to shout out though. I see a guy at my job all the time. I actually don't even remember his name. Play basketball with him every now and then, and all I know is I just say Blue Phi. What's up, Blue Phi? And he don't even correct me. He's like, I'll take it. I'm happy. I got my brand. I got my brand. Yeah, he's good. So he don't even really care.
Have y'all heard recently about Joe Biden and? Huh? Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
She was like, "There's not gonna be no transition here."
No, I have to. Like this morning, I was tuned in, and apparently, Joe Biden had his once over, like his yearly physical exam, all the things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they skipped right over his mental health. They said it's fine.
I
heard hear about it.
No, you gotta give us that. We need those details.
Well, that's what it is. I'll find them. I'll pull them up. But this morning, I literally just heard that they gave him his once over, and they said they skipped the mental health check because he's fine.
How did they skip? Oh, they skipped.
He's fine.
It was like
no. They said they don't have to do a mental health check on him because he's fine.
No, that's where you gotta start. And I'm not an ageist. I'm not even rocking with ageism, but I just think that's where you have to start. We want to know where your head's at.
I mean, the body do a mental health check on Trump. I mean, should have had somebody come in there and do a mental health check.
I mean, we had a president that was in a wheelchair. Remember?
Right.
And
Roosevelt.
Yep. And
that's physical, though.
No one cared about that
because we don't need your physical. We need your brain.
I don't know where that head is at.
Well, you know, did y'all see that video where he's like eating ice cream and they like, hey, what's going to happen? Is there going to be a ceasefire? But they talking about something really serious, like, let's get a ceasefire this weekend. Okay, this dude is just holding his ice cream and he look like an old boy. He look like a 100-year-old, 9-year-old. Yeah. He look like that.
So this is usnews.com. As of Thursday, February 29, 2024, it says the president feels well, and this year's physical identified no new concerns. He continues to be fit for duty and fully executes all of his responsibilities without any exemptions or accommodations. And then it reads on, while O'Connor said a neurological exam didn't reveal any evidence of stroke, neurological disorders, or Parkinson's disease, the memo did not say whether the physical included tests for cognitive decline or dementia.
Well, you know, we are cognitively declining in America. We have a whole bunch of issues thinking for ourselves. So maybe he fits right in to what we're doing.
During a press briefing on Wednesday, White House Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre said O'Connor assessed that the 81-year-old president doesn't need a cognitive test. Reported CNN reported a cognitive test has not typically been part of a standard presidential physical.
Well, there you go. See?
You know, let me translate that to y'all. You know what that means? Don't worry about it.
And that's what that means.
Well, you know, if we're going to talk about politics, then you know Mitch McConico is going to step down, huh? I think in a few months or something. Ooh, that's nice. I mean, they just going to find somebody way more conservative to take his position, and we're going to be all crying about that. But it's nice to see that dude literally having neurological issues on the mic. Like, and people just being like, step to the side, Senator. Just like they wasn't even making him lead. So I guess they need to add a cognitive test to all.
I don't see why we wouldn't. You send these kids through school all of their lives testing their cognitive abilities just for them to get in presidential spaces and you not test them at all. And I think it's just a disservice to the American people.
Well, I mean, you can do a lot of crimes and be a senator or a president or whatever. I think our leading person got like 91 indictments. You know what I'm talking about? So it's something interesting about I can't get a job at McDonald's with a felony. You know what I'm saying? But I can become the president. I don't understand what's happening.
There is something to be said about that. You know, speaking of, there's a GoFundMe for former President Trump. Okay. And people are up in arms saying, wait a minute, I thought y'all said that you can't have a GoFundMe for someone that's convicted of a crime. And you guys didn't know about that?
I know that.
Yeah. And as of the end of last week, it was up to $414,000.
And he is convicted of a crime. So I don't understand that.
The GoFundMe is to try to help him with that $350,000. But let's see. So, Elena Cardone, the wife of real estate businessman Grant Cardone, made the GoFundMe page titled "Stand with Trump." Fund the $355 million unjust judgment following Judge Engoron's ruling. And since it started, it's brought in around $414,000. That's as of last week. I didn't check on it after that. I don't know where it's at. But writing on X, formerly Twitter, some raised concerns that the page could be in breach of the platform's rules about fundraising for those convicted for crimes and called for it to be shut down.
For sure. And plus, maybe that GoFundMe is for that sneaker line that he just came out with. You know, he just came out with some Yeezys, but they was Trumpsies. I don't know what
they sold out. They sold out like that. One gentleman had to go buy a pair for $9,000 because he wanted it so bad, and he had to cop one. Fat Joe had to make a post to defend himself because people knew he had one because he's a shoe collector. And he was like, well, I got to get them because they're rare. And then he had to come out because people were like, man, you supporting, you were anti. And so he had to make a post to say, hey, man, I'm a shoe collector. I'm just getting in for the shoe. I wish I would have played it yesterday when we talked about it because there was a Fox News gentleman that went on to say, "Oh, well, this is going to help the black population because they love sneakers."
Yeah.
Wow.
He literally said that.
Wow.
On the air, didn't bat an eye. No, he has history. He's known for making inflammatory statements like that. But I don't know. Maybe it's not inflammatory if you're.
I mean, it's pretty stereotypical.
On,
we do like shoes. We do like shoes. We love.
Well, sneakers though. He specifically said.
Well, Trump made a sneaker. Like he knew what he did. He knew this is a businessman. The businessman made a sneaker that looks like a Nike high top.
It does.
It looks like a Nike high top. So the controversy isn't that bad when you know his game. Like you know what he's doing. And then he had individuals. Come on now, from the rap community, Fat Joe bought the sneaker because he's a shoe. How many other shoe collectors of color bought that shoe? And they might not be outright.
They shoe collectors for black folks. Do they do that same thing? Like these black people, or these small businesses have created these shoes. I want to support them. Like, or is it? Oh, well, it's Trump thing that I'm support it.
I mean, come on, it's mainstream news. And then Fat Joe you can take him as an example. He knows exactly, and that's another business owner. He sees profit in limited supply.
Yes.
Like, so if he made, and unfortunately it was a Caucasian man that made that comment about like, this should do well with black folks because we do buy shoes.
Yeah, but he was talking about voters.
We do.
Yeah.
Like we do. I mean,
he said this. You drop this in there, and they gonna run to it. Like that's what he was insinuating.
It's unfortunately true.
And now we'll vote.
But that was the thing that he was adding to it. This idea that it has something to do with our vote.
About no policies.
But Trump wants the black vote. He's always wanted the black vote. Like he knows. Trump is a businessman. We got to see what's going on.
They're going to have Candace Owens and
right, exactly.
I have always gone on record as saying, there was a time where he was the guy. Do you know how many rap lyrics are talking about Trump and Trump Towers and how many videos he has
cameoed? Yep.
And WWE. There was a time where you as a hip hop person, you said, "Oh no, I want money like that. I want to be like that." And then now
we
we're
forget
at a
that
different place.
Trump is also a personality.
Yes,
I think that we forget in that aspect because when I was growing up, I only seen him on TV. I didn't know him for his business ethic or any of those. When I was a teenager, it was because I seen him in the videos. Yep. Because I seen him on TV on The Apprentice or whatever show he was on. He's always been a personality in my mind, and when he became, when he became president, it was like, oh, that man I used to see on TV is now the president. Like that's how I see it. For those who grew up in that time,
yeah. But if we're going to talk about Trump, definitely Trump uses his personality to be able to sell.
That's what he does.
That's true. But he actually is like a terrible businessman with all the bankruptcies that he has.
The genius tag is off as him being a businessman.
But even that he has sold us that he is a good businessman. That we're like, he good. That boy good. He's like, At this point, based on these companies, I think it was the Corinthian school, the schools that they had. There was you pay to take his schools and stuff. They had to close some things down because it was he's cheating people, scamming people, but he's good at it. We have to give him credit for being a good scammer.
Yeah. Caller, are you there?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, real quickly, I know it's going to sound strange, but I think African Americans, we've been lied to on who's the so-called racist president. I'm confused. Biden, for some reason, black people praise him, but he gets in office and open the borders up, and it's like we've been replaced by immigrants. But when Trump was in office, he was fighting to keep the borders closed. And you mentioned the history of Trump, or how he connected with African Americans. You look at Biden's history with African Americans, it was totally negative. He was known for
he was known for the crime bill in the 80s. You know, to lock black men up. But I don't know. I'm just confused on who's the real so-called racist president.
They both are.
No, I'm in agreement, and I really like that. Was that the only point that you wanted to offer?
Wait, do you have a quote also?
Oh, yeah. Hey, so if you... Yeah, we're very curious. If you could leave behind one powerful sentence or phrase in the world that will live on forever in your name, what would it be, caller?
I'm sorry, repeat that again, because I didn't get it earlier.
If you can leave behind one powerful sentence or phrase to the world that will live on forever in your name, what would it be?
Stop voting Democrat.
I thought he was going MAGA 2024.
I like it. Thanks for calling in.
Yo, but I mean, I think we have to broaden our understanding of what we are looking at. We trying to do something where it's like, you the good one, you the bad one. And that's where we keep getting stuck at. No, these people are complex people. And we need to be looking at on the whole. Yeah, on the whole, are there more pros with this person or cons with this person? On the whole. Stop being stuck on one issue. You stuck on one thing. We are bigger and better than that. We can think better than that for Black History Month.
No, and I think, to his point, I certainly knew about that past, and I hope a lot of people did know about it and hold him accountable. But are they? I don't know. Some people may not know about that. They didn't do any research. They don't know about his previous backing, and that shame on them. Shame on them for not knowing. But to your point, I mean, you got to pick somebody. If you're just going to pick it off of values, I will always say this, and I just got to say, former President Trump literally came out, and he was being recorded, and he said, I kiss women openly in the mouth. I can't stop myself if she's pretty, and then, you know, he also went on to say, I grab. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, at that point, until I hear something like that from Biden, yeah, you're already below Biden in my book before I look at anything else, because I think of your core values.
How are you gonna? Okay, even if Trump was the best person we have ever met in all other aspects, which we know he is not. Yeah. He tried to have an insurgency against the American democracy. He sent people over there to go stop the vote.
No, that's it.
I just think we're just in a sticky place, and it just, you know, that one quote that goes flying around every time election year comes around, when they talk about like, can we just go on a break? Can we be single for a minute? Do we have to marry somebody right now? Do we need to date? Can we just be single? Can we just be single?
What is it? Michigan said they uncommitted.
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like we need to just concentrate on ourselves, become better people. You know, we need to learn who we are again, self-love and self-care.
Come on, Miss Icye.
Because we are somewhere.
I'm going to see if we had a caller. Are you still there? No, we do not. I believe we lost him.
Yeah, man.
It might have been a.
It's all good.
AI call.
It was AI call. You know, they AI overlay. Like
he was talking about this earlier.
If you need another choice, man.
If you're curious, there is another candidate.
I mean, at this point,
robots.
I'm not gonna say robots. Lord knows, I'm not gonna say AI and robots, because we already see Terminator. No, thank you.
I don't need nightmares tonight.
Right, it's enough going on with AI as we speak. Like, just the way that, you know, they say if you pick up the phone and no one answers, don't say hello. Like, there's just too much going on.
You're not supposed to say.
Well, no, not even that. Like, it's been like hijacking people's voices, and then calling your loved ones, like your mom, and saying, "Hey, mom, I'm in a sticky situation. Can you send me some money to this Cash App?
Wow.
Hey, mom, I need help. Could you?" And it is hijacked your voice. So I don't even say. If they don't say nothing, I don't say nothing.
So there you go. To all the people that's getting calls from their family members asking for money, tell them I don't mess with AI.
If it's not coming from an email from my African prince who just need me to send over 5,000 so he can get the 10, if it's not that, I don't want it.
I appreciate that you leaving that door open. to give to a brother so his dreams can be realized. So I gotta. We don't have too much longer. I've got a few topics, and I'm just kind of curious. Would you guys like to help someone with a relationship? Would you guys like to help a bro that's trying to figure out who to keep in his network? Or would you like to tell us a little bit about another question similar to, what would you want to be known for? Just a thought.
Well, I don't know. Ms. Icye probably want to get this relationship stuff going.
Oh, that's good. But I was going to say networking because 2024, I feel like we should be networking.
2024, we want some more. Okay.
Caller, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is the mouth and the truth.
Hey, open up that mouth, spit that truth.
Okay, well, I just want to start off with my quote before I just go in. Whatever you do with all your might. Things have done are never complete and never done right.
I like the word. That will live on, and your name will be attached.
And I just want to give a shout out to our frequent regular caller, West Texas, because right now West Texas, the panhandle is burning. They're going through the wrath right now. So let's keep our eye on from Amarillo, Texas, that area. Yeah. Northern Odessa and Canadian. There's a fire that's been going on, and it's out of control, and it's really getting touching close to my hometown. So I don't know about climate change. I won't get on that because I know that we're not in control of what goes on. I one thing that calls for bringing up immigration. Immigration is the number one topic in the subject, and immigration is going to cause Joe Biden to lose the election. Also, Joe Biden and Donald Trump are in Texas this today. I think one's going to Brownsville, one's going to El Paso. Joe Biden is really too old, and I think we don't have to give me a test or a screen to know that his mind is deteriorating because of age. I'm not against his age because I think the best in God's faith to get that far. So I think that for someone who is the head of our country needs to be
mentally sound.
We can't vote. We need somebody mentally sound, and there ain't no vote.
I don't think he's competent enough to be the president, and I think that this Donald Trump, he's real about it. And I think when you have a man that's openly supremacist and conservative, that actually he did do more for African Americans than I think Joe Biden did.
Oh. Hey.
And I think that we do need to stop voting Democrat because they keep us on the plantation. We're talking about Black History Month, and I don't think Democrats are trying to hold the power.
I love that we having these conversations during Black History Month. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for calling in. That was awesome. We got a lot there.
So, yeah, you gave us a lot.
Where would you guys want to start with that? It just in a quick response.
Okay, yes, I understand being upset with Biden and worried about his mental health and all. I mean, like all of it. I know that we don't have sitting here with good choices, but we do need to look at not just the man that's a woman that's going to be standing at that podium, but also the party that they represent and what they will empower.
Yeah.
And we do understand that Republicans have been rolling back rights for everybody that is not straight white man. So we need to be careful about I might not like a person or I have issues with a person, but do you want your rights?
It's true.
I mean, it is true, and I don't disagree. It is a conscious decision that we do need to take time to really dissect, because if you're not paying attention to the politic world or you're not politicking, I just feel like we have a lot of people who aren't informed, and so we do just go check a box when we get in there.
Yes.
So I push everyone to do their due diligence, which I guess could lead up to networking.
Yeah, so you were going to offer networking? Was there something in particular you wanted? This one it's a little comical about a young man trying to figure out who to keep in his network. So we'll finish it on a lighter note. Mm-hmm. If your brother is trying to talk to a 10 out of a 10, but her big San Antonio 2 out of 10 friend comes over to try and stop him, are you taking the bullet so he can keep going?
Wait.
As a wingman. So he wants to know, as a wingman, should he step up to help a friend that is trying to talk to a really interesting person, but he wanted to know, not really interested in the friend.
I mean, we don't care. You can just go take the bullet or whatever, because y'all gonna ghost later anyway. It ain't going nowhere.
Oh, man. I was expecting that. Okay, I'll take this quick call. Caller, are you there?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Oh, DL from RVA. How are you?
I'm doing well. I know y'all are about ready to close out for the day, and it's been a busy morning.
It has been.
Thus far. And I'm loving the topics. I'm loving the feedback. I'm loving the diversity that we've heard on today. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to end with my philosophy in life.
Go ahead.
And hopefully it will inspire somebody else out there to live a healthy life. And my statement is, love is necessary for a healthy life. We think to live a healthy life, just like food and water. I practice daily by loving everyone around me. That's how I stay healthy.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
come on, love.
I like that, because I was feeling the pressure. I thought you was going to tell me I need to run more, go jogging more, but that is amazing. I like that. I'm glad that you went that way with it, and it makes me want to think of it a different way.
Love is power.
Well, the Bible says, love conquers. It conquers all. So
the greatest of these is love.
Yes, do them all.
DL, thanks for calling in on that. We are going to step out of the way because we're going to be followed here. Simply Courtney asked me yesterday, and he was just kind of curious, how did you find us? He was curious on why other people that live in other places listen to our station, and while I had you, he specifically mentioned you. So how did we catch you? Were you just on the TuneIn app searching? You knew some people here in Austin, and they put you on? Like, how did we get you?
A little bit of both. A few people in Austin, the Houston, Dallas area.
Yeah.
So they have been telling me about the different radio stations that's there whenever I come into town to visit. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So when I was able to find it on the TuneIn app, I was like, okay, let me give it a try, and I've been hooked ever since.
Oh,
amen.
Well, we happy for you. Thank you for supporting us.
Thank you so much.
Coming out of Austin, Texas. And then, we have said it before, and I know you called in today because you thought Stacy's going to be here. Y'all sororities, y'all are going to start and do together. But, hey, she'll be back. And I know if you do come to town, please let a sister know. Because if you get to town and leave and she don't find out, I think I'm going to have to deal with that. She going to throw me in a headlock. Like, what'd you do?
100%.
I must have scared you off or something. But yeah, if you ever get to town, we would love to see you.
Yeah, because I was looking for Stacey on today. So Stacey, if you're listening, love, hey, praying for you, thinking of you, and hey, sisters forever.
Oh, hey,
yeah,
I like it. Thanks for calling in, DL.
Hi.
Ladies,
yeah,
are there any parting thoughts that you guys wanted to impart?
Go ahead.
I think it's important. This is Miss Icye of Inspire Change Everywhere. Catch me on Mondays at 7 a.m. and here with the sorority. That's good. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So on Thursdays from for me 8:30 to 10. But parting thought.
CP time.
I technically live in Gerald, guys, and if y'all know, it's a trick.
Yes, it is.
I took the toll this morning, and it still took an hour. So let me make it. Okay, let me make it. So a parting thought for me would be just based off our conversation today, to be very open-minded about how we approach ourselves as a culture, and remember that there's so many devices that are attempting to segregate us, even from the beginning of time in Africa, where we were selling each other on the coast. So I think that realizing that we are a part of a body, a collective body, and I love the idea of being uniform but not being unanimous, and we can do that here in America. We can be uniform as a culture and not have to be so mixed into the melting pot that we forget our own identity. And I think the change, genuinely starts within us. And I'm not a blackity black black. I'm black mixed with black, but I think ultimately being open to different cultures, being receptive to changes and differences, I think that is a very powerful trait of our culture in general. So.
For sure. Thank you for that. I'm Rochelle McConico. I am a comedian. And so you can find me at Rochelle at Roar on Instagram. And I run a comedy festival, Lysistrata Comedy Festival, April 4th through 7th. So that's going on. My final thoughts is just like, let love, I love that. Let love be the main factor, dealing from your heart and really understanding yourself and understanding what drives and motivates you. I think that's a beautiful sentiment.
Thank you, ladies. This was fun. I was so excited when I knew I was going to have this opportunity, and you guys delivered. So I'm walking out of here with a smile on my face, and just say I appreciate you.
Thank you.
This is awesome. This
holding it down.
Oh, man.
Holding it down.
All them buttons, the phone was going. I was running.
I hope they could see my smile. I really enjoy this. You guys are amazing. I listen to you when I'm at work. On Thursdays. So, and I had a chance to sit in with Rochelle once before, and this is my first time with you, Icye. I couldn't even make it. You give, for those who don't know, she gives to her peers here. I couldn't even. I literally was stressed because I couldn't make it to your Canva workshop.
We're gonna be offering that later on.
I had to do something with my fraternity, and I feel bad because I was like, man,
we're offering it again. A free Canva class. We're gonna offer it again.
And then you did the follow up. You're amazing, Icye. So thank you everyone for listening. KZI 88.7, The Morning Grind. Have a great rest of the day.